Okay, well, welcome to our Fixed Broadband and Transport Community Talks. I know it's the afternoon, so it's our last session, but we're going to have short 15-minute talks from multiple speakers. We're going to have an interesting topic, so please, again, grab coffee if you need to. Coffee will be available, water as well. So let's go ahead and start. So we're going to have 15-minute sessions, as I mentioned, with multiple speakers. I'm going to introduce our first speaker from Orange, Idir Fodil, who is going to talk about the journey into disaggregation. So, Idir, please.
Thank you.
Join us. Thank you.
So is my, okay.
Yeah.
How can I move the slides? Okay, this one, thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. Very happy to be there with you today to share the Orange International Networks and Services disaggregation journey. So I will try to provide you what we are doing today and what are our plans for the next coming years. Few words on Orange International Network and Services. As you know, Orange is a big telecommunication and digital group with more than 26 affiliates, serving also B2B and wholesale customers. ONIS, we are the Orange International Infrastructure and Services, the group technical organization serving, first of all the B2B market, so all our B2B enterprises with what we call Orange Business Services affiliate, serving the international wholesale with international carrier offering, and also serving all our Orange affiliates. We design, build, operate, and protect the international network infrastructure services for the Orange Group. Some key numbers. We are more than 2,000 people in more than 22 countries around the world. We are carrying for voice around 30 billion minutes per year. We have tier 1 network that is carrying more than 20 terabytes of international traffic. We have optical fiber for 100 and 400 gigabytes. We are managing the submarine cables, so we have more than 450,000 with 7 cable ships, and we have also all the satellite network. So this is for Orange International Network and Services. Within Orange International Network and Services, we are doing a huge transformation in our operating model, so including the technology part and also our way of working. This transformation consists in moving from our current network and services infrastructure to our, what we call flexible and open infrastructure. In few words, it consists in having the transmission, so submarine, terrestrial, satellite, as the basis around the world for carrying all our traffic, data, voice, and other services. On top of it, having single network, supporting network slicing. So today we are supporting and up to 128 network slice using Flex Algo technology. Telco cloud infrastructure, so this is mini data centers that we are deploying all around the world with objective of being at 10 millisecond latency to more 70 to 80% of our customers. And on top of this cloud, moving all our, what we call PNF for network and services on top of those clouds. So for example, we are moving all the voice network that is currently based on hardware from different vendors to virtualized layer, which is developed in-house our factories. Same thing for 5G, CDN, and other services. So in this huge transformation we have launched since 1 year and a half, the disaggregation is one key element of this transformation that will allow us to achieve one of the main objectives of this disaggregation, which is the network and service layer separation. And on disaggregation, I will just give our definition today of disaggregation, which is not very complicated. We have two disaggregation that work together. The first one is device disaggregation, consisting in decoupling network, hardware, and software. So this is the case for switch, routers, servers, storage. And this is one of the main pillars I will talk today, and our main objective is that we would like to regain control on our networks. So this is our main objective in this disaggregation of devices. And obviously, by regaining control of our networks, we will lower our hardware costs and also mastering the softwares we are using on those devices. The second one is function disaggregation, and this consists in decoupling the network and service functions from proprietary platforms like voice when we have SBCs, application servers, IMS, etc., IPsec, into virtual functions deployed in telco cloud POPs. We have already IPsec solutions. We have disaggregated the voice part. We have also disaggregated the CDN part. And today I will focus on the device disaggregation. This is our journey. We started in 2022 by disaggregating the L2 devices. Disaggregating L2 devices because we believe that L2 switches are not as complicated as PE router or BNG. And that step will allow us first to master the technology and second to embark all our people in this transformation. So we started this. The objective is to learn, build competencies, and also move to the second step, which is the P-router disaggregation. We have an objective to get, in 2023, our own P-disaggregated router. And this is by capitalizing on the experience we have already on the switch and also all the collaboration we have with the TIP. And in 2024, we target to have our first P-disaggregated router. So for this L2 device disaggregation, what we have done, first of all, we rely on hardware or white boxes. We launched a partnership with EdgeCore, and this has been published this morning as press release. We have also the ability to use other vendors, okay, for other scenarios. On top of this hardware white box, we are customizing Sonic open source by adding on top of this Sonic open source some needed features, because as you know, Sonic is basically designed for data centers, and we are using it in telecommunication networks, so we need some functionalities. So we have adapted the Sonic, which is in Linux Foundation, customized it with some specific features. We have already our first, we call it ODOS, Orange Disaggregated Open Switch, which is ready since September. We are doing some testing, and we will deploy it for our customer in beginning of 2023. So the main message is that we move with this hardware concept or white box, and on top of it, we relay for the switch on our main open source, relying on Sonic, and all the customization we are doing on Sonic, we will reverse them into the community, because the main objective we have is not to develop our own distribution of Sonic, but to contribute to the community. What are the next steps? So we are working on the extension of this switch to data centers, to our mini data centers, or what we call telco clouds, and also to our Orange affiliates. So this is the plan we have today for the switch. For the router, we started the exploration of using Sonic network operating system as basic for our disaggregated routers. We are evaluating some open source routing functions on top of Sonic versus some vendor solutions. And we have plans today for 2023 to have live pilots for the P and PE routers in our networks. So this is the next for our disaggregation journey. In conclusion, we started disaggregation in operations, let's say, since 1 year, and we have some return of experience, some points that I think we can share with you in order to pay attention to them. The first one is that the disaggregation consists in moving from what we call traditional networking hardware to the software-based approach. And the main objective of this disaggregation is to be in capacity of selecting the best hardware plus software choice and eliminating the vendor lock-in, which is one of the, let's say, difficulties we have as operators. However, we have to pay attention while moving to this new disaggregation to not creating a new vendor lock-in in another way. So, and also, we have to pay attention at what we call software costs, because we do disaggregation for openness, for being in capacity of having a new way of doing network, adding features, but at the end, we need also to manage our costs and to get them drastically going down. The second point is that we think at ONIS, at Orange International Network, that we should move altogether to using single operating system. We have chosen Sonic, and we think that we should put more efforts at TIP level and also operator level to select Sonic as open sources base. Selecting Sonic as open source does not mean that the routing and all features that will be built on top of Sonic cannot be provided by vendors. But at least by having this single operating system, we will be, in reality, in capacity to manage different type of hardwares. Simplifying our operating model, increasing automation, and also having this single operating system will allow us to have an easier IT integration, which is today one of the main difficult points we have while managing different type of equipments. And last point, on disaggregated transport architecture, those new architecture we call spine and leaf or cell-based or frame-based should be efficient and very scalable. And in the context we are today, there is 2 points that should be taken in count with huge attention. Is first the resiliency, because moving to this disaggregation with a line card separated from fabric, from the cloud, it's a new model. So we should be in the same resiliency schemas and times as we have for the existing architecture, and also energy savings, because in the time we are today, we cannot move from equipment to new architecture that may consume more energy. So those are the 3 points we have to pay attention for, and I have finished with my presentation, and thank you very much for